Hello, learners. Today we are going to learn tenses. One grammar topic that can either make English very easy or leave you completely confused. Have you ever looked at a sentence and thought, should I use has, had, will have, is, was, or have been? If yes, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. In today's lesson, we are going to revise all 12 tenses in a very simple and systematic way. And here is the best part, you don't have to memorize 12 separate rules. Once you understand the pattern behind the tenses, you will be able to identify them, form them, and use them correctly. First, let's answer the most basic question. What are tenses? Tenses are modifications of verbs that tell us when an action happens. In simple words, tense tell us the time of an action. An action may happen in the past, it may be happening in the present, or it may happen in the future. Look at these time clues. Yesterday, last week, 5 years ago, these point towards the past. Now, every day, currently, these relate to the present. And tomorrow, next year, soon, these indicate the future. So remember, our first important point, tense is the time of action. But that's not all. English divides these 3 time periods into different forms, giving us a total of 12 tenses. Now comes the most important slide. Don't look at the 12 tenses as 12 completely different rules. Instead, look at them as a 3 by 4 pattern. We have 3 time periods, present, past, and future, and we have 4 categories. Simple, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous. Present has 4 tenses, past has 4 tenses, future has 4 tenses. 4 multiplied by 3 gives us 12 tenses. The word simple generally presents an action as a fact, routine, or completed event. Continuous focuses on an action in progress. Perfect focuses on a completed action in relation to a time. And perfect continuous focuses on an action continuing over a period of time. So, if you understand these 4 categories, half the work is already done. Let's start with simple present tense. The formula is subject plus base form of verb plus s or es for he, she, it. For example, I read a book, but with he or she or it, we say she reads a book. So don't forget that s or es with third person singular subjects. Now, when do we use the simple present? First, universal truths. For example, the earth revolves around the sun. This is a fact that is always true. Second, scheduled activities. For example, I wake up at 6 a.m. And third, present routines. For example, she reads a book every night. So whenever you are talking about a habit, routine, universal truth, or regular action, simple present is often the tense you need. Quick memory trick, routine or fact, think simple present. Now let's move one step back in time to the simple past tense. The formula is subject plus past form of verb. With regular verbs, we often add ed. For example, watch becomes watched. But remember, English also has irregular verbs. For example, drink becomes drank, go becomes went. So we cannot always simply add ed. Now let's look at the uses. We use simple past for completed past activities. For example, I watched a movie yesterday. The action is finished. We can also use it for past routines. For example, I played cricket every morning. And it can be used for story events. For example, the lion caught the mouse. So here is the key idea. The action happened in the past and is completed is simple past. Now let's move to the simple future tense. The formula given in the slide is subject plus shall or will plus base verb. For example, I shall read a novel. She will travel tomorrow. They will drink milk. The important word here is will or shall. We use the simple future for future activities and for events that will happen. So, if an action is going to happen in the future, simple future can be used. Here is a quick pattern to remember. Present, I paint. Past, I painted. Future, I will paint. See how the basic pattern is beginning to make sense. Now we come to the present continuous tense. The formula is subject plus am or is or are plus present participle, that is verb plus ing. For example, I am watering the plants. She is singing. The big clue here is ing. We use present continuous for current ongoing activities. In other words, something that is happening around the present time. For example, I am studying. That means the activity is in progress. The slide also gives another use, that is fixed future plans. For example, I am going to London next year. So remember, am, is, are plus verb ing, that is present continuous. When you see an action in progress in the present, think of this tense. Now let's take that continuous action into the past. This is the past continuous tense. The formula on the slide uses the present participle or verb plus ing together with the past forms of be, such as was or were. For example, I was watching football. The lion was struggling to get free. We use past continuous for ongoing activities in the past. It is also very useful when setting the scene for a story narration. For example, they were playing cricket when it started to rain. Notice what happened. The cricket match was already in progress. Then another event happened. The rain started. So remember, an action was going on in the past equals to past continuous. Let's continue our journey and move to the future. This is the future continuous tense. The formula is subject plus shall be or will be plus present participle, that is verb plus ing. For example, I shall be studying for my exams tomorrow evening, or they will be drinking milk. The main use is for a future ongoing activities happening at a specific time. Imagine someone asks you, what will you be doing tomorrow evening? You might say, I will be studying. The action will be in progress at that future time. So here is the pattern. Present continuous, I am painting. Past continuous, I was painting. Future continuous, I will be painting. Once you see the pattern, it becomes much easier. Now we enter the perfect tense. First is the present perfect tense. The formula is subject plus has or have plus past participle or V3. For example, I have done my homework. She has finished her test. We use present perfect for actions that have just been completed. We can also use it for past actions that have present relevance. She has finished the test. The action of finishing happened, but the result is relevant now. Notice the important structure, has or have plus V3. So whenever you see this combination, you should immediately think present perfect. Now we go further into the past. This is the past perfect tense. The formula is very simple. Subject plus had plus past participle or V3. But there is a very important situation where past perfect is especially What happens when two things happen in the past? We need to show which event happened first. The earlier event takes past perfect, the later event takes simple past. For example, I had cooked dinner when you arrived. Cooking dinner happened first. You arrived later. Another example, she had left before he came. She left first, he came later. So remember this golden rule. Earlier past action, past perfect. Later past action, simple past. This is extremely useful for exam questions. Now let's look at the future perfect tense. The formula is subject plus shall or will have plus past participle or V3. We use this tense for actions that will be completed before a specific point in the future. Look at this example. I shall become a doctor in 4 years. The becoming of a doctor is viewed as completed by a future point. Another example, by 5 p.m. they will have finished the game. The important clue here is the idea of completion before a future time. Future plus completed before a point is equals to future perfect. Now we are moving to a slightly longer tense now, but don't let that scare you. This is the present perfect continuous tense. The formula is subject plus has or have been plus present participle or verb plus ing. For example, I have been waiting since morning and he has been drinking milk. The main idea is an activity that began in the past and is still continuing in the present. Look at this sentence. I have been waiting since morning. The waiting started earlier and it continues up to the present. Words such as since and for or are often important clues when expressing duration. So remember the structure. Has or have been plus verb ing. That's present perfect continuous. Now let's move to the past perfect continuous tense. The formula is subject plus had been plus present participle or verb ing. We use this tense for activities that began in the past and continued for some time before another past event. For example, we had been singing songs for 2 hours. The singing continued for a period of time. Here is another example. I had been painting for a year before my sister began. The painting continued for a year before another past event took place. Notice the difference between past perfect and past perfect continuous. Past perfect focuses on completion and past perfect continuous tense focuses on the continuing activity and its duration. That little difference is very important. And now we have reached the 12th and final tense, future perfect continuous tense. The formula is subject plus shall or will have been plus present participle, verb plus ing. This tense is used for an activity that continues up to a specific point in the future. Look at the example. She will have been teaching French for 10 years by next June. Imagine the timeline. So the key idea is an activity continuing for a period up to a future point. And look at the structure. Will have been plus verb ing. This is the final pattern you need to remember. Now stop for a moment and look at this amazing cheat sheet. This is where all the 12 tenses come together. And to make things easier, the same verb paint has been used throughout. Let's quickly read the pattern. Present simple, I paint. Present continuous, I am painting. Present perfect, I have painted. Present perfect continuous, I have been painting. Now the past. I painted, I was painting, I had painted, I had been painting. And finally the future. I will paint, I will be painting, I will have painted, I will have been painting. This is your master pattern. If you understand this table, you don't need to memorize the 12 tenses as completely separate rules. Pause the video, take a screenshot, and use this chart whenever you revise for your exam. Thank you. If this video helped you understand tenses more clearly, like this video and share it with your classmates.